Everybody, it's your boy. He is back. Now, I wanted to find some more of that EBT and food stamp card stuff. And shoot. But this should be going viral. I'm talking about, man, my YouTube pals and buddies and friends is up here. They up here getting just too much stuff and information. And here is something that's gonna blow y'all away. Y'all gotta see it to believe it. It's been up for about 5 days a week or something like that. But see, we finna get this show started. So welcome to the show. MC Recovery is about to react. And hey, it is buck wild out here. Check this out. Hit that like button, subscribe, share. Let's get it cranking. Now we're gonna just go straight with it. And this is the one I'm talking about.
Hey, search warrant! Open the door! Open the door! Hey, search warrant! Hey, search warrant!
FBI and DEA have launched a large-scale federal operation in Minneapolis, targeting a fentanyl network believed to be operated by members within the Somali community.
Federal agents pulled 1.08 million deadly fentanyl doses off the streets of Minneapolis, enough to wipe out an entire region.
The cartels are all suppressing methamphetamine tablets, and these look exactly like an Adderall pill.
Fake pills, fentanyl sticks, methamphetamine.
Crystals, these are from Mexico.
These are just some of the 500 pounds of drugs seized in a federal crackdown on the Sinaloa cartel in New England.
It led to 171 cartel member arrests. These are high-level arrests, not low-level retail distribution.
FBI, ICE, and DEA warned that the seized pills and powder held enough fentanyl to erase the entire Minneapolis population, with deadly excess remaining.
DEA and our partners around the world are focusing all our efforts on breaking the Sinaloa cartel with arrests and seizures everywhere. They're one of the most dangerous threats on the planet to the health and safety of our communities, and I hope that this...
Wow, do y'all see that? This should be like lit up on some of the screen, but why not? This is giving us a chance. Man, welcome to the show. They have videos back to back about these arrests and seizures. Now, we've been watching for the last few days, it's about daycares and stuff of that nature. Is it really? Or is it about the funneling and the tunneling and the trafficking of, all kind of egregious funds and programs. And man, if you think that's on the way till you see this next little clip, we're going to get back to some more of this because, man, that gave me a flashback.
Operation is a step towards the removal of this threat from our homes.
In Minneapolis, these Somali family crews blended into everyday life, brought their kids on drug routes, and built million-dollar fentanyl empires right beside neighbors who believed they were safe. Let me show you. At 7:42 a.m., in a quiet Somali neighborhood in South Minneapolis, winter frost covered the rooftops and the streets felt calm, like nothing dangerous could ever live here. For years, neighbors knew him as Abdurrahman Noor Ali, 44 years old, a community organizer and business owner who spoke softly at local meetings and donated to charity drives. His family...
Okay, feel free to go over there and check out that clip. Man, I mean, that clip, that is found right here. Check it out. It's found right here. And the name of that channel is Cyper Signal. See? Cyper Signal.
With AI,
you can create any character you want in seconds.
Cyper Signal. See? They got tanks and all of that on it. So, there's all sort of individuals out here researching things. So, with that, let's look at the rest of that video. Fair use from Cyper Signal. And that channel and everything on it, this is how I started the video.
Hey, search warrant!
And it's this one right here. Somali family raid. Shocking. FBI. This came out, what, 2 hours ago, but they have more. See? Here's another one. Here's another one. And then have what days. But now, let's check this out. I really need y'all to check out this. See, I'm bringing that out. Okay? Now we're going to look at, like, on that video, I may come back to it, but I'm going to go to another clip that has the same sort of thumbnail. But what y'all don't really recognize is that you don't have to always be a video screen. Can we read sometime? Yeah. Let's check out this. Let me see. Some of these families that came over here during the recession, the shutdown, and all of these migrants, immigrants, whatever. Hey, a lot of them came over here already wealthy and semi-wealthy, and not everybody came over here with bad intention, but those that came over here had already other plans ready. Check out this one right here. Let's read up on this. I hope it get up there. Hope I'm not struggle stream. Did I do it right? Yeah. This article right here. The Somali couple suspected in drug trafficking. See, they brought up the other man. They brought up the other guy that donate to charity. But check out these people right here is a straight up family. Yeah. He got hazel brown eyes, and who is that? Her face looked rather familiar. And there's this. See, now here's another one. Breaking news. See, CNBC. Let me click in and see what this one's going to talk about. Let's check this out.
Now, the chief of Broadview Police told me that a gate is going to go in here, and it will be staffed by local police, giving them the ability to allow emergency vehicles through, and with the idea that it can...
At 4:17 a.m., federal agents breached the fortified estate of two of Minneapolis's most admired public figures. Inside, they discovered $62 million in laundered cash, encrypted financial servers connecting to international shell networks, and evidence of a shadow empire that had operated for near...
Did y'all see that? Look like straight military. Is that stuff that's going to be used over here or elsewhere? It's a lot to be said with this picture. It's a lot. Think of it. Oh, I mean, like, think about it. That's a picture. Wow.
Nearly a decade beneath the surface of Minnesota's nonprofit sector. 76 arrests, a fortress disguised as a family home, and a couple who had used charity as a cover for one of the most sophisticated financial laundering operations ever uncovered on American soil. This is not just about money. This is about how power, reputation, and silence can turn trust into a weapon. Hit like, and I'll show you everything. Minneapolis, Minnesota. For nearly 8 years, the names Ahmed Khalif Osman, 52, and his wife Farah Noor Hassan, 49, were spoken with reverence across the Somali American community and beyond. They were celebrated as nonprofit executives, community organizers, and voices for the underserved. Their organization, the Unity Hope Foundation, had secured over $94 million in federal grants, state funding, and international aid packages. They spoke at city council meetings. They attended fundraisers with mayors and congressmen. Farah was honored twice by state leadership for her work in youth education programs. Ahmed sat on advisory boards that influenced immigration policy and economic development across the Twin Cities metro region.
So, go over there and check that out. Now, I hope that music don't be having me all scricked up, but man, that is the face of what's going on. a whole family, a wealthy family, straight up. And it's more articles. So let's check out the other articles. All right, feel free to go over there and just put in the title, and you'll see it's more and more articles jumping off. That article was in the syndicated news. See, so I'm gonna show y'all that. Let me show y'all. Let me see. That was in the syndicated news, right? Okay. We're gonna do it like this. The SNN.BZ, breaking news. See, and then what they do is the syndicated news. So this Somali couple, Rebecca, and probably the Riverside neighborhood, often called Little Mongershish, for its vibrant Somali American community. A storm had been brewing for years. By the late December 2025, it has finally broke. It started with a viral video from an independent journalist, Nick Shirley. All right. So, this is all, look, go over there and read it. So people already started writing things on it. Let's flip back to how I got this far. Okay? Woo, man. I mean, like, let me take that out. Let's get back over here. We got to take this out. I got to try not to circle screen. I go up into this feed like this. I do this right here. And I put in the title of what y'all see in my video, and then you can run around some more links. You see, even CNN wrote an article on it. We already know that. Some people taking that kind of like, it's sort of like allegedly, supposedly to be a hit piece. There go Reuters. All of the ones, these first ones that you click up, support a lot of the leftists. Believe me, as soon as you put the title in, so you may want to click to the second page, and then you see all the YouTube raids. See? And the New York Post. Let's see what the New York Post is saying on this. Hopefully I got it. Do I? Nope. So I'm going to have to. So the New York Post, we're going to see what the New York Post said. I'm up here talking, thinking that I was still on the screen. I told you, boy, this is not easy. So let me take out what I researched right there. Get back in. Try to stay on the screen. Let's see what Cash Patel is talking about. And then we're going to read a little bit up on that right there. Okay. The New York Post. The New York Post. Now, we're going to see something about what Cash Patel is talking about, right? Here it is. Man, dismiss this. Man. All right. Cash Patel threatens Somalian scammers with denationalization, deportation over uncovered Minnesota fraud. Tips of a very large iceberg. See, this is what I'm talking about. So when things jump off, it's more like it still have some of that diplomatic immunity when you got that paper, huh? But and those that's not up in the upper echelon of class may get their walk-in papers, and then those that was dealing with the arms and stuff, they're gonna go to one of our islands, one of our club fed. So, woo, this is deep, man. I'm telling you. So, this is what they talking about, and then they did a news update on that. So let's check out the news update. See, okay. Let me see if I can do it right, or if I was screaming. What? All right, here it is.
On the way. It's a blockbuster snowstorm that's revving up for the Northeast later on this evening. It's not just
It's not saying
all
that.
about snow. There's also a significant icing situation, and you can see that.
Well, you know, well, it didn't come out well. I thought it was gonna do like when we was reading the other ad. If you click it, it will give an update of what Cash Patel was talking about. But hopefully, some of that been showing up on the news. Man, let's get back to the how that raid really looked. All right, now I put my glasses back on. Go back, check out. I had y'all in this clip. This clip right here is what I started with. That was fair use. But now let's go over here to this other one. It's mini. Okay, let's check out this. Oh, I did it. Here we go. Fair use.
Health and Human Services is freezing all child care payments to the state as the FBI and Homeland Security conduct a sweeping investigation into taxpayer fraud. The escalation comes after a YouTuber went viral over the weekend. Because of this video, he went to various daycare centers that appeared deserted despite receiving millions of dollars in state funds. The Deputy Health Secretary is now demanding that Minnesota Governor Tim Walz conduct a comprehensive audit of all of these facilities. In a statement on social media before this development, Governor Tim Walz defended himself. He wrote this, quote, "We've spent years cracking down on fraud, referring cases to law enforcement, shutting down and auditing high-risk programs," end quote. Now, News Nation has been on this fraud story from the very beginning, and it's an issue that is not going away anytime soon. To date, Attorney General Pam Bondi says DOJ has charged 98 people in various fraud schemes in Minnesota, nearly 90% of them of Somali descent. Now, the issue...
So, in other words, feel free to check out that one. So go over there to that News Nation site. Let's get on this other one that I seen. And I mean, it is just straight cookie the wookity in the street. I'm going to look up on the latest detail because I know this stuff then woke up, what's his name, Senator, Governor Tim Walz. I know he's like, woke up and like, oh my God. And I mean, this thing goes far. Times of the Indian. Let's see what the Indian paper, news paper and folks have to say, because aren't the Somali and Indians close knit, tied together, or is it about to be a switcheroo thing going on right in the United States? So let's see. Okay, check out this one. This is one that's from Casper. Hit that like button if you didn't got this far. I know I'm supposed to be getting off this thing, but this thing is just getting deeper and deeper. Check out the show now. One more time. Bam. 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 Fair use. Fair use. Fair use. Okay? Because now we're going to hear about the tip of the iceberg.
Warning that hundreds of millions stolen may be just the surface. At the center, federal programs meant to feed children. And a growing question, how deep does this really go? The FBI is escalating its investigation into Minnesota after uncovering one of the largest pandemic-era fraud schemes in U.S. history. According to FBI Director Kash Patel, the Bureau has quietly surged additional agents and investigative resources into the state, well before public attention intensified online. The focus...
See? I hope. See, I'm hearing a lot of this music, and I forgot, when that music is there, you get a copyright strike, so I'm going to turn it down. We're just going to look at some of the clips. All right, I'm have to figure out how to do that because I hope that, man, let's just go over there and check it out. They have too much narration in it, and I gotta get up out of that. So that's what that's talking about. That was just too much narration. All right, let's do it like this, and let's see what they asking. Going to ask Tim Waltz. Period. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. I think I seen where the CNN interview. We already know that they can be illegitimate at times. NBC News and that. Now, what's that on that? Let's see. I ain't gonna keep it one sided. Let's hear what Tim is finna say.
Regarded as derogatory toward people with intellectual disabilities. I want to read for you what he said, Governor, and get your reaction on the other side. He said hundreds of thousands of refugees from Somalia are completely taking over the once great state of Minnesota. Somalian gangs are roving the streets looking for prey as our wonderful people stay locked in their apartments and houses, hoping against hope they'll be left alone. The seriously blank governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, does nothing, either through fear, incompetence, or both. What is your response to President Trump, Governor?
Yeah, well, first of all, let me express my condolences to the families of the National Guardsmen. They're out there doing their duty. They serve us. As a commander-in-chief of the National Guard and someone who served, we have a responsibility to put them in a position where they're protected and they have a clear mission. And so I would express my condolences there. Look, Donald Trump insulting me is a badge of honor for me, but I think we all know, both as an educator for a couple decades and as a parent, using that term is just so damaging.
See, I mean, these individuals are well trained. I mean, he has got calmness jumping off, was running for the vice president as the last pick and not an electoral pick of an actual electoral presidency run as vice on the side of Kamala. Look over there. And those of you know how to read body expression, tell me what you see in the chat or something, because something's going on. Because that's a lot of a whole community. That's a lot of votes. Point blank. Let's listen to the rest.
It's hurtful. We have fought 3 decades to get this out of our schools. Kids know better than to use it. But look, this is what Donald Trump has done. He's normalized this.
Everything. All of a sudden, these raids and all of this is being blamed on Donald Trump. And they know how to spin it, boy. They're spinning it. Think about it. Huh? Wait, so next I believe, he planted all that evidence over there. All right? Think about it. This is some stuff. Is this made up? Is this fake news? Wow.
Type of hateful behavior and this type of language. And mainly, look, at first I think it's just because he's not a good human being, but secondly, to distract from his incompetency. We know we just came through a Thanksgiving where prices are up. We know people are concerned about heating their homes as we're experiencing blizzards out here at the same time he's cutting those.
Is he staying on the topic? Feel free to just go over there and check out this screen. This screen is right here. This screen supposed to be Marcus Russell's show, and it's Tim Waltz walk out on interview after asked one question about his fraud. And look, he's still talking, and he's not even answering the question. I'm going to click it again. Let's see if he's going to stay at the interview. And this is CNN. And and I'm borrowing it from this clip because I can't track it down, but let's check it out. Okay? One more time.
Yo, so Tim Walz.
That's something that Donald Trump fails to realize. But again, Kristen, this is.
And I will be speeding it up because we got to see that part.
This is cruelness. This is meanness. It's aimed at a broader community. And as far as demonizing our Somali community, maybe he could help us on some things. Demonizing an entire community, folks who are in the professions, educators, artists, doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, they bring the diversity and the energy to a place like Minnesota. And for him to just randomly decide to do this, it makes no sense. Do your job. Get the criminals out. Secure our border. But do it with dignity and respect to the American tradition of respecting immigrants and refugees as a beacon of hope.
Well, speaking of the Somali.
So he's blaming these raids on that, because funds are being froze now. See, if funds are not frozen, right, where is this being upset? Because if that's some funds, taxpayer funds, straight up in nonprofits. But if this would have been one of my friends' nonprofits, it'd be all on the news. It'd be shut down. They'll be saying it in the morning news, the afternoon news. Won't even be telling you too much of why the program is being shut down, and it would just be closed. And then it'd be families and everyone out there on the street. They would just say, well, the employees was just stealing. It was a mishandling of the book. And then next thing you know, this thing's being bulldozed down and something else is being put up. See, so, it's like, man, this is the money of taxpayers and people that go to the churches out there, them elk clubs and lion clubs that I saw yesterday on the Rose Parade, those kind of communities. Individuals that really want to do something. I mean, man. And then what about the employees for the behavioral health and the public health and other agencies? And then Tim Walz, the best he can say that Donald can have, and they all got the same script, that Donald got to have a certain decorum or script about what he say when things like this come out. And a lot of YouTubers waited for weeks and weeks. Some of these videos I'm showing you is from 4 weeks ago, 5 days ago.
Community, yeah. President Trump is targeting them and your state in part. He's citing fraud as the reason for his crackdown. Dozens of people of East African descent have been charged, convicted, and sentenced for stealing more than $1 billion in taxpayer money from government programs during COVID. As you know, Governor, that is more than Minnesota spends each year to run its Department of Corrections. So I want to give you a chance to respond to this. Do you take responsibility for failing to stop this fraud in your state?
Well, certainly I take responsibility for putting people in jail. Governors don't get to just talk theoretically. We have to solve problems. And I will note, it's not just Somalis. Minnesota is a generous state. Minnesota is a prosperous state, a well-run state. We're AAA bond rated, but that attracts criminals. Those people are going to jail. We're doing everything we can. But to demonize an entire community on the actions of a few, it's lazy.
You know what's irresponsible and incompetent? Losing $9 billion. And if maybe 15 or 20 Somalians were blamed for stealing this $9 billion, maybe I would be like, that's a couple. But 85 Somali
of a few, it's lazy.
You know what's irresponsible?
So so I thought that was going to be in the clip, but that's what the screen talked about. That he walked out of the interview. So I thought he was going to show the part of where he walked out at. So that's about it. What I'm gonna have. Hey, I showed y'all one of the raids. Let me see if it's another raid up here without no music. Because if I get docked with that sound, let me find one that don't have the sound. That's what I ought to do. So I can still have something up here. And here's another one. Because people is going crazy with it. Let me just do it like this. Put my title that you see, and you see the rest of the information and news clippings. And then look, and this is one where is this Somalian speaking? Watch Fox. Let's check out this. Let's see how the voice is good.
In the state.
It's good to know. Don't be ignorant and make a judgment because you read on social media or somebody told you about it. Make your own individual research.
Allegations of widespread fraud in Minnesota having ripple effects in Somali communities across the country, including here in Oregon. Tonight at 6, Oregon Somali community reacting to the backlash as DHS and the FBI surge federal officers to Minnesota following allegations of fraud by daycares run by Somali residents. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Barry Mangold.
And I'm Deborah Knapp. This is a developing story we've been following for weeks. Minnesota has been under the spotlight for years for Medicaid fraud. One of the biggest fraud cases dates to the pandemic when a nonprofit called Feeding Our Future allegedly stole nearly $300 million intended to provide food for children. Further investigations uncovered additional alleged schemes. The acting U.S. attorney for Minnesota estimates the total loss from all fraud cases could be more than $1 billion. Many of those charged in the multiple schemes, 82 of the 92 defendants, are Somali Americans.
And the issue came back into the spotlight during President Trump's immigration crackdown, and administration officials launched an investigation into whether some of the allegedly stolen funds were diverted to the terrorist organization Al-Shabaab. This week, federal officials started investigating fresh fraud allegations at Minnesota daycare centers. Meanwhile, members of the American Somali community say the fraud has damaged the community's reputation and say the entire community should not be blamed for the actions of a few. Tonight, we are hearing from Oregon's Somali community about the impacts here at home.
KT's Christina Giardinelli joins us from the live desk after talking to community leaders about this. What have you learned, Christina?
Well, the president of the Somali American Council of Oregon says they've seen a spike in hateful comments online, some people even posting pictures of their offices on social media. I'm hearing that the council has been working with Portland police to monitor the area. Federal officers surging immigration crackdowns in Minnesota following new allegations of fraud against Somali-owned businesses. Museolo, president of the American Somali Council of Oregon, says the backlash is sparking fear in Oregon as well.
You know, there's a sense of fears and sense of worrisome, both the safety-wise, even people worry about people even have a citizen status. Are they going to be harassed?
He's noticed an increase in hateful messages online, including some targeting his nonprofit.
There's kind of like a very hostile words used. And those some people in the social media, actually, one of them that was posted by a certain local.
Wow. See, he reminded me of a lot of individuals and a lot of our diaspora type of meetings that we have over here in the state and county sectors, and you know it's legitimate communities throughout all of the United States. But I want to ask this question: where is the Black community? Do you know our community seems to always have to have other individuals directing us exactly how our community is to be, or is, or as of. I know all that sounds crazy what I just said, but that's what's going on. See, South Central did not used to be exactly what everybody said it was. We just had to grew up with a lot of standards that really changed. So let's listen to the rest of what he's going to talk about.
Group here and vilifying and even putting up pictures of our offices and doing some kind of generalization, that one black paintbrush type of stuff.
Olol tells me he's grateful to have support from the Portland Police Bureau.
But also I want to give credit to the Portland Police Bureau, who have done more rounds and even park here to kind of give us extra security.
The Portland Police Bureau tells me the Somali American Council of Oregon is part of the Muslim Advisory Committee and works closely to increase engagement.
So feel free to go over there and check out the rest of that information. So I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of taste of this affect a lot of the spectrum communities across the board. See what cracks me up is that whatever touches down, so that gives everybody a clue, like this ain't just one community doing it. It's like what I said in a lot of my food stamp videos. Like it blew me away. Seeing individuals from the swap meet and all them people down there at the GR building. When I was over there trying to, do GR. I'm the one with the papers, getting this sign that I want to work at this liquor store, this dairy, this gas station, sign so I can get that little bit of cash aid to go job hunting. But the time did came because I have 27 years and I will have 19 years at in the mental health field. So now I have 27 years of recovery. And believe me, 20, 26 years and 6 months ago, I did it. They didn't even have to tell me to do stuff for general relief. I was already on it. I don't even think I stayed on it for a month. Once I found a job, got them stamps, I was through. I was on it. I went to temporary agencies, everything. Temporary agency job. I was looking for like, custodial, janitorial. But I knew to stay away from telemarketing because that really wasn't really working for me. So thank y'all. I hope y'all hit that like button. Man, I know I should go longer, but hey, just use the title and you see the rest of the information of what's going on in these streets and everywhere. Until then, recovery is an inside job. All community, a lot of people came here with good intentions, but when things do surface in the black community, everybody has a hand on it. And it never be spreaded out as an equal share. That's one thing I do know. Until then,